I'm so distracted by Musette that I don't even realize that Valentine's Day is approaching until I'm in the quad, sitting behind one of the tables collecting submissions. I still felt the $5 for one measly Valentine's Day card was a lot of money, but apparently people were shy with their affections and more than willing to pay it if that's what it took. Valentine's Day fell on a Saturday this year, and I made sure to get up as early as I could to make my way down to the mailroom myself and get a head start on sorting through the Valentine's Day mail. I remember being bitter about it last year, knowing I wasn't going to receive any Valentine's Day cards, and I didn't know how to feel about it this year. I thought Hieronymous and I would be spending the day together, but unfortunately, it didn't seem like that would be the case. "You're up early," Hieronymous says as he walks in that morning. "How much is there?" "Too much," I say as I stick out my tongue at him. "I'm trying to get through it as quickly as possible, but at least it seems as though there's less of it this year. If we skipped the ability to give out friendly cards and only had romantic ones, there'd probably be only about a quarter of the cards to go through." "Potentially, but that also means a quarter of the fundraising allotment," Hieronymous points out. "I take it that I am still receiving more prank love letters?" "Oh, yeah." I kick at the recycling bin I set up underneath the table. "I've been throwing your mail in there. You can go through and decide which you want to keep, if any." Hieronymous rolls his eyes before his eyes settle back on me. "Tori." "Hey all," Jacob says, and Hieronymous and I both look up at him sharply. "Sorry, am I interrupting something?" "Just the appeal of Valentine's Day magic," I tease as I throw a handful of cards up in the air. "Why are you up so early?" "To help," Jacob responds. "Minnie was worried that it was too much for one person to do themselves, so I agreed to help you out." "You don't have to," I tell him, but he just slips into a chair beside me as Grabiner moves off to do something in another corner of the room. "Okay, fine. Suit yourself. I am happy for the help, though, just so we're clear. I think last year I was stuck here sorting cards until noon." "Oof," Jacob says as he makes a face. "How are you doing otherwise? Feeling better?" I blink at him and stop sorting as I look up. "Feeling better?" "You haven't been to class for like 2 weeks," Jacob says. "I asked Virginia and she said that you were sick or something, so you were opting out of going to classes for a little bit." "Oh, right, that," I say, trying and failing to conceal my blush. "Sorry, yeah, no, she's right. I just, I get this weird sore throat thing that I've had ever since I was, like, little, usually in the winter, and I don't think I'm contagious, but, I don't want to pass it along, just in case. I've just been studying in the library, working on my own little independent study." "Well, you're not missing too much," Jacob replies. "Potsdam is insisting we all partner up and get fake married to teach us about magical wedding customs, so be glad that you're missing out on that." "Oh, I am," I say as I laugh, although I feel like Hieronymous would be mortified to know I had to fake marry anyone, especially for a class assignment. "So, what is your independent study about?" Jacob asks. "Anything especially interesting?" I pause for a moment. I know that Grabby is in the room and can hear our conversation, but at this point I didn't care. So what if I wasn't going to class? I knew I was going to face an inquisition about it later, but if I acted like I had something to hide in front of Jacob, it would only make him all the more suspicious. "Yeah, actually, I think so," I tell him as I tuck a strand of hair behind my ear. "Yeah, I'm actually working on studying the history of Iris Academy and how magical schools, in general, come into being." "That does sound interesting," Jacob replies. "Didn't your parents both go to school here?" I ask. "I don't want to say a long time ago, but it was a long time ago," Jacob says with a grin. "Yeah, they have all kinds of stories about this place if you want to hear them." "Oh, I do. I definitely do," I say. I sit and listen to stories of what Jacob's fathers had been up to while they were students there, and we get through sorting the cards in no time at all. "That was fun," Jacob says as he pushes his chair back. "I haven't talked about that in a while." There's more where that came from, if you want to hear it. I do, I reply, a bit more enthusiastically than I meant to. Dinner. You and me, sometime this week. I'm sure there's still some good stories I haven't heard yet. I roll my eyes towards where Grabiner is sitting in the back of the room, trying to be discreet, but Jacob catches my drift. Oh, yeah, I definitely have some of those, he says with a laugh. I'll get these out if you can handle the rest. Oh yeah, thanks so much, I tell him. He's halfway out the door when I call him back. By the way, I don't remember if I told you or not, but Saturday, 2 weeks from now, we'll probably be there all day. If you still want to come, it'll be $5. You can give the money to me whenever. Sounds like a plan, Jacob replies, pushing his glasses up his nose as he heads out the door. I'm about to pile up the rest of the cards and follow him out when Hieronymous comes to stand in front of me, nostrils flaring. Tori, sit. I blink at him, looking down at the table, then back up. I am sitting. Hieronymous just grits his teeth. Why haven't you been going to class? I just shrug my shoulders. What's with the story about being sick? That's not technically a lie, I tell him. When I was younger, You are healthy enough to learn amongst your peers, Hieronymous insists. Why this sudden interest in Iris Academy's history? Does this have anything to do with that expelled freshman you asked me about? I just shrug again. And what is happening next Saturday? Hieronymous demands. Are you sure you won't have detention then? I won't have detention, I say quietly. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm pissing you off, apparently, but I'm not breaking any of Iris Academy's policies. And, if you must know, there's a special cultural event happening in town. Hieronymous stares at me dubiously. And you're attending it with Mr. Blazing? Well, yeah, I'm about to tell him that there's going to be others there too, when suddenly I catch on why Hieronymous was listening in on our conversation so closely. Oh, wow. Hieronymous crosses his arms over his chest. Oh, wow, what? I'm sorry. I just need a minute to think about this, I say as I cross my arms over my chest and lean back in my chair. You're jealous because you think I like Jacob. That's really... I want to say cute, but it's funny. I mean, not like rolling around laughing funny, but if I told Virginia that you think I have the hots for Jacob, I think she'd shoot milk out her nose. Hieronymous just rolls his eyes. If you insist, if you take my well-meaning concern for your well-being as jealousy, then by all means, do whatever you wish. Just don't be alarmed if I decide to do the same. I shake my head quickly in confusion, almost too stunned to speak. Wait, what does that mean? I stand up, refusing to let him talk down to me anymore. I really don't like how that sounded, Hieronymous. That sounded like a threat. Oh, did it? His nostrils are flaring, but I don't like the ache I got in my chest when he said that. I have a weird taste in the back of my throat, as if I just drank a cup of sour milk, and I know I have to leave the room. You know, I know we haven't been on the best terms recently, I say quietly. I know we didn't do anything for our anniversary, and I wanted to talk to you about doing something together today. Maybe dinner tonight, I don't know, but if you want to keep trying to make things worse instead of better, then be my guest. Go ahead. Run this relationship into the ground. If you really want to push me to see how much I can take, then go right ahead. Let's find out. Tori, he says, but I don't want to listen to him as I take the box of cards and head out into the hall. However, what I said must have made an impression because Hieronymous literally teleports himself in front of the exit, blocking my path. You can't yell at me for not performing my treasury duties if you literally won't allow me to do them, I say as I set down the box. What is it? Hieronymous stares at me for a moment like he doesn't know what to say. I don't either, but as I'm standing there waiting for him to speak, he seems to suddenly come to a decision about something as he steps forward to kiss me, putting his hands on either side of my face. He steps back for a moment as if he's afraid I'm going to push him away before I reach up to kiss him. Suddenly, he pushes me into the wall beside him and grabs my hips in his hands, pulling me up the wall so I can wrap my legs around his waist. The early morning hours are fading into sunlight, and it's possible that someone could walk in on us like this, but Hieronymous seems not to care, and I've missed him kissing me too much to tell him to stop. Eventually, we hear the sound of two students talking as they pass by outside, and though they don't come in, Hieronymous nervously sets me down. "I'm sorry," he says at length. "For whatever you want me to apologize for, Tori, I'm sorry." A small smile pulls at the corners of my lips. "I'm sorry too. Can we please do something today to make us feel like a real couple again?" "Anything you want," Hieronymous responds automatically. "We can go to the Glen. We can stay in. We can do whatever you wish." "Let's stay in," I say, smiling gently at him as I picture it in my head. "You can order food in for us. Make it something good and romantic. I've never celebrated Valentine's Day before. Surprise me." "Neither have I," Hieronymous reminds me, "but I'll do my best." He reaches forward and tilts my chin up with one finger as he places a chaste kiss on my lips before he teleports away. Alone in the hallway, I let out a groan as I pick up the box of cards. Delivering mail was far from the top of the list of things I wanted to do today, but if it would get me a romantic tonight with Hieronymous, then I would get it done. Who knows? Maybe a romantic night with Hieronymous was all we needed to get our relationship back on track.